Hi folks, I'm back. Hope you missed me, and I hope you got all your makeup gathered up. There are a couple of things I wanted to share with you. When it's time to take your makeup off, ProFace makes a wonderful makeup remover. It smells kind of like citrus and it has moisturizers in it too. I recommend it highly. It works great. And also when you set the grease paint, I use baby powder, and I use that inside of an old clown sock, and I'll show you when we get to that part. There's a lot of things made for that. You can get the hypoallergenic powder, you can get translucent powder, all that's available from Costume or anyone that has theatrical makeup. So now let's start with the clown white. Some people will take a little of this white and put it in their hand and warm it up a little bit. You can do that if you want, or try that if you want. I don't do it that way, so I'm not going to show you that. I just put some on my finger. That's the best thing there is for applying makeup, in my opinion. You can use sponges or you can use brushes as well. I use my finger. And we always want to start with the lightest color and work to the darkest. Now I'm going to try to get this on halfway decent for you. I tell you though, when I put makeup on, I stand up in the bathroom in front of a big flat mirror. And I have the hot water running too at the same time. I'll show you why here in a minute. And so working in a small mirror like this is a little more difficult. Okay, it's a lot more difficult for me. But we're still going to do it so you can see how to apply your clown makeup. You'll notice it's a little easier to apply your makeup if you're not talking. Work it in real well with your finger. Get in all the nooks and crannies and crevices of your face. If you're like me, the older you get, the more spots you got. So you got to fill with the grease paint. And only apply enough to cover. You want a thin layer of the makeup. You don't want it thick because that'll crack. And you have to practice your makeup. You know, that same way you get to Carnegie Hall, practice, practice, practice. Okay, now I have the white basically in the area I want around my muzzle. Try to keep the white. If you imagine an imaginary line from the outside of your eyes come straight down, you don't want your muzzle any bigger than that. Don't make it any wider than that. It gets a little frightening for the children, I think, okay? So I've got the white applied about where I want it. Okay, so now I'm going to take my finger and I'm going to pat it all over. Now this serves a couple purposes. First, it helps to drive the makeup into the pores of your skin, and it also takes out any lines you've created when you pulled your finger around applying it. Makes it nice and smooth. And if it looks a little thin on the white, that's okay, because when you powder it, it'll whiten up a little more. And the colors, it'll dull them a little bit, but I'm going to show you how to brighten them back up after we get those applied. Okay, now I'm going to apply some around my eyes. I've been blessed, my eyebrows aren't too heavy, so they're pretty easy to cover. And if yours are heavier, you know, just put a little makeup on there, and I wouldn't worry about it too much. You can maybe use your own eyebrows in your makeup scheme, or not. I always go above mine. And sometimes I come below my eye, and sometimes I just come down to it. And you just have to experiment what you like the best. Now I'm an Auguste clown, and so I'm applying Auguste makeup. And if you were going to be a white face clown, of course, you'd apply it white over your entire face. My friend Gino was that way, and he could get his white face on in just minutes. He'd have the white on. He'd smear it all over and pat it down. He'd be way faster than me. Actually, I have it down to where I can put it on in about 20 minutes now. I do not use a base color. I did for years. Now I'm patting that again, see? Yeah, I need to bring it up just a little bit more. the little mirror is deceiving. Yeah, that's a little better. I used to use a base, that's what I was telling you. And if you want to use a base, you would apply that color next after you get your white all on and applied. And then what I would do is use a flat topped brush, a chisel brush I believe they call them, about 3/8 of an inch wide, probably a little wider than this. Put it in your base color and then you would just outline the white everywhere and then use your finger in the base to fill it in, just like we're doing with the white. But you know, I'd almost encourage you not to use a base. I think if you're going to be in a goose clown, I believe having a little flesh showing creates a character that's perhaps a little more approachable to the children, and some adults for that matter. I find some adults are a little fearful of clowns. So you might try that. If you want to use a base, certainly there's no reason why you shouldn't. It does take longer to apply that way. When I was applying a base with my makeup, it would take about an hour, 45 minutes to an hour to apply my makeup, whereas I can do it in about 20 minutes now. And so if you're going to be a hospital clown, I think the light makeup would be better for that. It's quicker, it's easier to put on, and faster to at cleanup time too. Now makeup is a little bit difficult to use right around your eyes. Now I will get it right up to my eye. I just hope you can pick it up later. Now I try to clean that white off, wherever I've been drawing. Well, I'm not really drawing a design right now. I'm just trying to clean up the edges on the white, but then I try to come down below. I try to get a nice clean line. You're going to find that one side of your face is easier to do than the other. I'm right-handed, and so the right side of my face is easier to apply and remove the makeup on than my left. I'd like to think I was equally as coordinated, but trust me, I'm not. But again, that just comes with practice. For you ladies, you've probably already practiced a lot putting makeup on, and so it'll come easier to you than it will be for the men. While I'm thinking about it, I better tell you, before you apply your makeup, you of course want to clean your face, and for you men, you want to shave. You want to do that at least 1 hour before you plan on applying your makeup. This lets the natural oils come back to your skin, and it'll make it easier to put your makeup on, and it'll actually, I know it sounds funny, but it'll last longer too and stay on a lot better. Not too bad for working in a small mirror. And I'm in my basement away from my bathroom, so I think I'm pretty happy with how that looks. Now I'm ready to apply the colors. And before I move on to that segment, I'd like to say that some people would apply powder now and set the white. And you most certainly can do that. You could powder the white now and then apply the next color and powder it after every color. I don't apply makeup that way, but you certainly can. I use what's termed as the wet method. I'll apply all of my grease paint and powder once. And when you see how I powder, you'll understand that if I did every color, I'd make a horrible, horrible mess in my house. I get a lot of powder in the air when I powder, so I choose to do it just once. But you certainly can powder each and every color. I'm going to take a quick little break here and come back and show you how to apply the colors, okay?